So this is what the finished panel is gonna look like. I have an extra 15 amp breaker in here and an extra 20 amp breaker. The extra 20 amp breaker is just gonna be for an exterior plug, but I haven't actually run the wire for that. It's gonna come out the bottom and go around the bottom of the trailer, and I'm just gonna use PVC conduit for that. So I got all the grounds tied into the ground bar, all the neutrals into the neutral bar, and then this screw right here, which is bonding the neutral to the ground, I'm gonna have to take that screw out because when we set up the solar system, there'll be another panel there, and I'll actually have the neutral bonded to the ground there, so you don't have to do that twice. You have to treat this panel as if it's like a garage panel. It's separate from the main panel in the house, and you only have to bond the neutral to the ground once. You don't want to do it twice, or else that's just gonna cause a mess. You just don't want to do that. So for most people wiring a tiny house panel like this, you're gonna be taking out that screw unless you're grounding this panel using a grounding rod or a grounding plate, then you'd leave that screw in there. Again, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, talk to a licensed electrician. They'll be able to sort you out. All right, so we got all the breakers. I got these all labeled right here with what they are in the actual house. I'm gonna label the panel sheet right here. I just don't have a pen with me, but that is the panel complete and good to go. Oh yeah, one other thing, somebody is gonna leave a comment about the panel being close to the pipes and the utility box. Am I worried about that? Is that gonna be a problem? I don't think it is. I'm not worried about it. It'll be fine. All right, so the last thing that I want to talk about is using protector plates. So this is an important step of doing the electrical rough-in. Reason being, all right, say I'm a drywaller and I'm just slapping up drywall onto this wall here, and I drill through the drywall, through the stud, and I hit this wire with one of my screws. That is something that you never ever want to happen. Trying to fix that mistake is gonna be an absolute pain in the ass, because say the screw goes into the wire, it cuts through the hot wire, and then it also creates a connection to the ground or to the neutral. That's gonna create a short. You don't want a short in your system, in the walls, where there's not even like really anywhere close by that you can kind of fix the mistake. So what you wanna do is you wanna take your protector plates and you wanna nail them in all the places around the house that the wire is gonna be susceptible to actually be getting like a screw into it. So for example, how I had to drill this hole in order to get it in there, I had to come pretty close to the front of the stud here. So because of that, this wire is actually pretty close to where it can get screwed into. I believe the code is like about, if you have the wire that is within an inch of the front of the stud, then you have to use a protector plate on it. Any place that you feel that the wire could possibly get screwed into, put a protector plate. These things only cost about 25, 30 cents each. Using a few extra of these plates is really, really cheap. And if the drywaller or yourself screw into that wire, fixing that mistake is gonna be a pain in the ass. So this is a really important step. Very, very simple. Just place it over where the wire is gonna go, hammer it in. These two wires here are gonna be fully protected. You're gonna wanna do it for your plumbing as well. So any place where the PEX is too close, or whatever type of piping that you're using, if it's too close to the face of the stud, then you wanna put those protector plates on as well. So I'm gonna go around. I only got 20 protector plates. I'm probably gonna need quite a bit more, but I didn't count exactly how many I was gonna need. So I just wanted to kind of get a start, show you guys how to do it. Yeah. All right, last thing that I'm gonna show you for the electrical rough-in is we're gonna trace out all the circuits for there's an Air Force base here and you got fighter jets flying over top of you all the time. All right, last thing that I wanted to go over for the electrical rough-in is I just wanted to trace out all the circuits with you guys just really quickly, just so that you get an idea of how I wired this. And then you might pick up a few ideas or a few tips if you're doing it yourself. So I showed you guys these two circuits last time. So that one there is a fridge plug. It is a home run all the way straight to the panel. This is gonna be a 20 amp GFI with another 20 amp just on the load side of the GFI there. And then that 20 amp GFI, that wire, yellow wire, goes all the way to the panel uninterrupted. This is another 20 amp GFI. That one, the second yellow wire goes all the way to the panel uninterrupted. The next circuit, which is I guess kind of like one of the main living room circuits, comes into here, jumps down to there, so it does these two receptacles. It jumps up to that box up there, which controls those two lights. And there's also 1, 2, 3 outlets up in the loft. From up there, it comes down, it does this receptacle here, comes up to this box, and it does these two lights right here. There's 2 circuits that come on this 3-wire, and it comes across down into this 3-gang box right here. So there's 2 circuits on that 3-wire coming from that panel. So the first circuit comes in here, and it goes to this outlet right here, which is gonna be used for a wall mount radiant heater. So I left that heater on its own circuit because I might add another one, which would total up to about 800 watts. So I just wanted those on their own circuit. And this receptacle here is controlled by this box here. So I can either put a switch there or a single pole thermostat, which is gonna control that receptacle. The other circuit in here runs the outside light. It goes up and controls these 4 pot lights in the ceiling. It controls the ceiling fan up there and also the smoke detector that is right there. It also comes out of this box, goes down to this receptacle, comes up to this box right here, which controls the 4 pot lights in the kitchen here. Then it goes up into the loft, and it goes into that box there, which controls these 2 lights in this loft, in the bedroom loft. And then there's also 2 receptacles up here as well. Now these 4 pot lights that are in the main room here are controlled on a 3-way that's gonna be able to be switched right here and also up in that loft there as well. Typically with a lot of fans nowadays, they actually have like a little remote with them. So I'll be able to control the fan in the main room just by using a remote. So from this box up here, there's an HDMI cable that runs into the command post right here. Now this cable right here, this white one, that's a coax cable, which runs right from the command post, and it runs all the way out into the utility box. So also from the command post, there's 4 speaker wires, which run up the wall, across the ceiling, down. 1 goes out right here, 1 speaker wire goes out right there. See it right there, and then just over there. And then 2 other ones come out and run right out this box next to that receptacle right there. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna run an outside plug kind of like around the outskirts of where like the trailer is. I just didn't really want to have to cut a big gargantuan hole into the siding, or have like one of those big boxes like sit on the siding. So it's gonna be a little bit more hidden away, and it's just gonna look a lot nicer. So how we're gonna have internet on our property is this gonna be satellite internet. So we're gonna have a dish somewhere. I don't know exactly where it's gonna be, but I think it's gonna be on that side of the house. Then we'll probably have a coax cable run into the utility box, because there's this coax cable right here. So then the modem for the internet will be in the command post area. So that is it for the electrical. If you have any questions, definitely leave it in the comments section below. If you've asked a question that was about the electrical and I forgot to answer, just ask it again. So I hope the information in these electrical rough-in videos has been really good. And yeah, electrical, it looks really difficult, but once you trace it out just with like 1 wire at a time, it becomes a lot easier. So over the next few days, I'm gonna contact some of the spray foam insulation companies here in Tucson. I'll also contact some of the drywall companies here in Tucson. So I'll update you guys once we get this insulated so you can see what the insulation looks like. Then once it's drywalled, we can start with paint, cabinetry, trim, all that kind of good stuff. Flooring. This is actually gonna start looking like a real house pretty soon. I'm so excited. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Peace.